Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and meandering streams, there lived a young woman named Isabella. She was known throughout the village for her remarkable beauty, intelligence, and a prideful spirit that seemed to dance in every step she took. Isabella was the daughter of a skilled artisan, and as she grew older, her confidence in her own abilities blossomed. She was well aware of her charm and wit, and she took every opportunity to showcase them to the world. Her beauty was like a radiant sun, drawing admiration from all who crossed her path. Her intelligence, like a beacon, shone brightly, casting its glow on all who engaged in conversation with her. The village, though small, was a close-knit community where humility was held in high regard. The people were friendly and modest, finding joy in simple pleasures and appreciating the beauty of the world around them. Isabella, however, saw herself as a rare gem in this simplicity. She reveled in the attention she received, and her pride knew no bounds. One day, a grand festival was announced in the village. It was a celebration of the harvest, a time for the villagers to come together, share their abundance, and revel in the fruits of their labor. The air was filled with the scent of freshly baked bread, the lively tunes of the village musicians, and the laughter of children playing in the meadows. It was a joyous occasion that brought warmth to every heart. Isabella, with her usual air of confidence, decided that the festival would be the perfect stage to showcase her talents. She would wear the most exquisite gown, adorned with jewels that sparkled like stars. Her entrance would be grand, and she would captivate the entire village with her beauty and grace. The mere thought of being the center of attention filled her with a sense of exhilaration. As the day of the festival approached, Isabella spent hours preparing for her grand entrance. She chose the most elaborate gown from her wardrobe, each stitch a testament to her father's skill. She adorned herself with jewels that glittered in the sunlight, and her reflection in the mirror affirmed her belief that she was the most beautiful woman in the village. The festival arrived, and the village square was a bustling sea of colors, sounds, and laughter. Isabella made her entrance, and as expected, all eyes turned towards her. The villagers, initially taken aback by her grandeur, couldn't help but marvel at her beauty. Isabella reveled in the attention, walking with an air of regality, her every step a proclamation of her pride. However, as Isabella basked in the adoration of the crowd, she failed to notice a young man named Leo standing quietly in the corner. Leo was a humble artist who lived on the outskirts of the village. His hands were calloused from hours spent sculpting and painting, and his eyes held a quiet wisdom that came from a life of observing and appreciating the world around him. Leo had always admired Isabella from a distance, not for her beauty alone, but for the kindness and humility that he believed lay beneath the surface. However, as he watched her revel in the spotlight, Leo couldn't help but feel a sense of disappointment. He saw pride, not beauty, radiating from her, and he sensed that this pride might lead her to a fall. As the festival continued, Isabella's pride swelled even more. She engaged in conversations, danced with admirers, and accepted compliments with a gracious smile. However, the more she reveled in the attention, the more she distanced herself from the simple joys of the festival. She failed to appreciate the beauty of the harvest, the skill of the artisans, and the laughter of children that echoed through the village square. As night fell, a bonfire was lit, and the villagers gathered around to share stories and celebrate the bonds that held their community together. Isabella, however, chose to stand on the outskirts, wrapped in the glow of her own radiance. She felt a sense of isolation, a subtle loneliness that came from the realization that her pride had built a wall between her and the warmth of the community. It was then that Leo approached her, his eyes filled with a quiet sincerity. "Isabella," he said, "do you not find joy in the simple pleasures of this festival? The laughter, the stories, the shared moments of happiness?" Isabella, momentarily taken aback by the sincerity in Leo's eyes, replied with a dismissive smile, "Leo, my dear, I am beyond such simple joys. I seek grandeur, beauty, and admiration." Leo, undeterred by her response, gently said, "True beauty lies not just in grandeur, but in humility and appreciation. Pride, my dear Isabella, can be a lonely companion. It blinds us to the beauty that surrounds us and leads us down a path of isolation." Isabella, momentarily silenced by Leo's words, looked around at the villagers who danced and laughed together. She felt a pang of longing, a desire to be a part of the genuine joy that seemed to elude her in her pursuit of grandeur. As the night continued, Isabella found herself drawing towards the bonfire. She joined the circle of villagers, and for the first time that evening, she truly looked into the eyes of those around her. She saw warmth, kindness, and a genuine appreciation for the simple joys of life. In that moment, a seed of humility was planted in Isabella's heart. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Isabella, humbled by the wisdom of Leo's words, began to change. She still took pride in her appearance and abilities, but it was no longer a pride that isolated her from the community. Instead, it became a quiet confidence that allowed her to appreciate the beauty of others and to find joy in the simple moments of life. Isabella's transformation did not go unnoticed. The villagers, who had once admired her from a distance, now welcomed her into their hearts. She became a beloved member of the community, known not just for her beauty and intelligence but for the kindness and humility that radiated from her. One day, as Isabella walked through the village square, she noticed a group of children playing by the stream. She joined them, her laughter blending with theirs. Leo, who had been silently observing her from a distance, couldn't help but smile. The proverb echoed in his mind, "Pride goes before a fall." Isabella had indeed fallen, not into despair, but into the embrace of humility and the warmth of genuine connection. And so, in the village that nestled between rolling hills and meandering streams, a once prideful woman learned that true beauty lay not in the grandeur of appearance or accomplishments, but in the humility that allowed one to appreciate the simple joys of life and the beauty that existed in the hearts of those around them. The festival of the harvest became a celebration not just of abundance, but of the richness that humility brings to the human spirit.